The remix for this, though, this is a remix of Skyrim that's playing in the background, and it's done by a YouTube team called like Ferocious. The information's in my infos. Oh my god, LOL. Nah, I haven't watched it. We're about to watch it again. But the reason why I bring it up is, who here has seen the original Conan the Barbarian? It opens up with that classic reddish smoke, and you have an actor by the name of Mako or Mako. He also did the voice of Iroh in The Last Airbender. And he starts out with this really gravelly speech where he's just like, in the time before the oceans drank Atlantis, Conan the Barbarian, blah 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 blah, let me tell you a tale of high adventure. And I decided to mimic that in my intro, and I've been using that, so every single week I would have that opening, and then I would have a recap of the previous stream to bring us up to what's going on right here and now. And then for the finale, because I knew I was going to be fully done with the game, what I did was I made a ending to the entire story of our Dragonborn, our Aagmar Tu'lien. And I made it echo the original Conan ending, where you see Conan sitting on the throne and he's like, Conan did this and this and this, and then he became king on his own time. And then it goes into like the Anvil of Crom music, and it was super cool. So before we fully say goodbye to the story of Aagmar Tu'lien, because I also know that Wednesday's not a good day to do Skyrim. There's never a good day to do Skyrim because it's such a saturated market, getting people to come in and see it. You know, I play it because I like the game, but you don't necessarily get the most amount of traffic possible. But if I was worried about that, I'd be a Fortnite player, and I'm not. So, anyways, what I want to do before I shelve that stuff onto my hard drive for good, I am going to show off my intro one last time with the followed up with the intro that I had for the final game, and then I'm going to show you the original Conan ending and then the final ending that I made for Skyrim, so you can be like, yeah, that's how that went. So I don't know if I'm doing this for you or if I'm doing it for me, but at any rate, let me get that set up here real quick, because that was...
Between the time when Oblivion had opened and the rise of Alduin, there was an age undreamed of. And unto this, Dovahkiin, the Dragonborn, destined to journey Skyrim with a horned helmet upon a heavy brow. It is I, his chronicler, who alone can tell you of his saga. Let me tell you a tale of high adventure.
As once was told by the Blades and the prophecies of old, Alduin, the World Eater, and the Dovahkiin, the Dragonborn, locked together in mortal combat within the mists of Sovngarde. When the fog lifted, it was Aagmar Tu'lien, the Dovahkiin, that stepped forth the victor. The Dragon Rising, as foretold centuries ago, had come to an end. Yet Skyrim was a long ways from peace. With the azure skies cleared of peril, civil war between the Empire and the Stormcloak Rebellion was allowed to commence once more. Herein lies the final telling of Aagmar Tu'lien, the Dovahkiin, the Dragonborn, and his sister-in-arms, Freya of the Skull, shaman and leader of her people. In a final decisive act, The adventurers put themselves between the warring factions and brought about a long-forgotten peace to the lands of Skyrim. Chapter 32. A warrior to end all wars.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to play the original Conan the Barbarian ending, which is this classic epilogue where it's just this freeze frame shot that zooms out on Conan, on Arnold, sitting there with his sword as a king. And then we're going to kick over to, without even coming back to me, I'm going to flip right into the end of my Aagmar Tu'lien Dovahkiin setup. And then we'll come back to this thing right here. So, let's do that.
So did Conan return the wayward daughter of King Osric to her home, and having no further concern, he and his companions sought adventure in the west. Many wars and feuds did Conan fight. Honor and fear were heaped upon his name. In time, he became a king by his own hand. This story shall also be told.
And so it was that Aagmar Tu'lien and Freya of the Skull staunched the blood flow of Skyrim. And having no further concern, they sought adventure in the east, in the lands of Morrowind. Many wars and feuds did they fight. Honor and fear were heaped upon their names, until at last, Freya returned to her people. In time, Aagmar found his own kingdom, and he became king by his own hand. But that is another story.